GM, everybody. We are now live with a panel that I think is going to be interesting. We've got the Bitcoiner Pio, and then we also have a little bit of a DGen Michael. We've had him on the channel before. Have some big catalysts in the alt market, and also going to be tapping into equity markets for probably the first time ever. I was thinking about this. I had like my little tinfoil hat moment. I thought, for whatever reason, it was interesting that one company had more Bitcoin than everybody else on the planet in terms of governments. And I thought it was the most interesting thing. Pio was talking about it, MicroStrategy. I want to just start talking about that because nobody talks about this stuff on YouTube. I know we had the, AMC stock craze on Wall Street Bets, and then we had GameStop. For retail, that was our two big moments. And now I feel like we're getting a bit of a resurgence on MicroStrategy, and we're also getting a resurgence on, Tesla. Tesla are the two big ones. Riot was a thing. Mining isn't as hot these days. So Pio is really good at this stuff, apparently. He's a big Bitcoiner. So maybe you could break us down what the hell is going on over there in the Bitcoin world.
So are you saying, and hello, everybody. Nice to meet you. Are you saying, or is it Jesus?
Hey, it don't matter. It don't matter. Jesus, Jesus.
Okay, Jesus. So like, are you saying that MicroStrategy is a stock that has a lot of retail interest right now?
No, I definitely think that institutions are buying it up, but retail is also aping it for sure. They have to be. Or that's my perspective. That's my perspective. I may be wrong.
I don't know if they are, because I think retail obviously doesn't understand Bitcoin, because they always want to get into like meme coins and stuff. So I don't think that they're going to understand, a corporate entity that's, essentially doing really clever corporate finance techniques to raise capital to buy Bitcoin.
Right.
I was telling you before the show, like, I started by getting into Bitcoin in early 2020. That's what I got into. I got into Bitcoin, and I was only focused on Bitcoin for a solid year. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor being the then CEO of MicroStrategy, now the executive director. Mm-hmm. He started buying Bitcoin with MicroStrategy's balance sheet that year. He then implemented 2 out of the now 4 strategies that he has to raise capital to buy Bitcoin. The 2 strategies at the time were his ATM strategy, where he dilutes the MicroStrategy common stock. So in other words, simply put, he issues more shares, similar to an NFT project.
So break it down for us brain dead degens that like to use Moonshot.
Yeah, so think about it like this. If you bought an NFT project, we'll do it with an NFT because it's a little easier to understand than a fungible token, or even a fungible token, right? Imagine you got some random meme coin, and with the person that started the meme coin, the dev, ends up just saying, you know what, the supply of the meme coin just went up by 100,000 coins. In meme coin world, this would universally be bad. It would be terrible. But in MicroStrategy Bitcoin world, it works, because what he does is he takes those, 100,000 new coins or 100,000 new shares of the MicroStrategy stock, and he takes the capital that gets raised by that, because he's like selling it to the market, and he goes and takes that money and buys Bitcoin with it. So he's kind of printing money to be able to buy Bitcoin. And the reason it works is because Bitcoin's the best thing ever. It's going up forever, and it works out.
So would you hawk to a Bitcoin? Are we still very bullish on Bitcoin?
Yes, bro.
All day.
Hey, listen, 2020 Bitcoin's different from today's Bitcoin. Totally different.
It's the same Bitcoin, actually. It's exactly the
same.
One
Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin.
It's fucking $87,000.
Hey, same shit. I mean, there's the ordinals exist now, runes exist, but yeah. Anyway, I was breaking down the one way that MicroStrategy raises capital. The other way would be they issue bonds. So those are like IOUs, right? Mm-hmm. So like loan Jesus $100, and I say, you have to pay that back to me with interest. The reason that bonds in traditional finance suck, and literally 0 of your listeners pay attention to the bond market, and 0 of your listeners buy bonds, is because bonds actually don't work when the underlying currency, aka the US dollar, which is the best currency in the world but still sucks, is getting horribly debased, right? So imagine I give you a loan and I say, hey, pay me 4% interest on that loan, which would be like a normal interest rate, but your currency is getting based at 8.5%. The math doesn't really work out. It doesn't make sense for me to give you that IOU. But if your loans are backed with Bitcoin, once again, best thing ever, that's when they work. So Saylor's issuing these Bitcoin-backed loans to the bond market, and they're just eating them up. People are like, holy shit, I didn't know Bitcoin was the best thing ever, but now I see that it actually is. And so he's able to raise a lot of money that way too. Those were the original two ways. He's introduced two new ways in the past couple of months, which is crazy. But I don't think that your listeners are going to care about the technical kind of breakdown of how Michael Saylor is raising capital to buy Bitcoin. All you need to know is that MicroStrategy has 507,000 Bitcoin and counting, and there's already an ATM for like another $21 billion worth, which is all the Bitcoin that are going to be mined by all the miners in the next year and a half for 18 months. So, it's basically the most interesting thing happening in the entire stock market. It's probably the most interesting thing that's ever happened in corporate finance since like the invention of the stock. And Bitcoin's obviously, Bitcoin and AI are the two most interesting things from a technological perspective of the next, 100 years.
That's just only the next century. It'll be interesting.
Someone brought up quantum computing. I think quantum computing can get thrown in, but it's not like out there.
Quantum computing? Yeah. We'll worry about it when we actually have to worry about it. AI might take our jobs, but we don't need to think about that yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not worried. I think it'll be number 3 on that list, like big time technologies.
Yeah, so I got Terranova here. He knows a lot about Move. Welcome to the stream. I've been very keen to learn about Move, but right before I get into it, so just how much does Mr. Saylor here have in bonds? Is it most of his Bitcoin he's degenning into bonds, or just a small amount?
Degenning into bonds. So that's
because listen, we're all degens here. We don't understand what's going on.
So there's no degenning happening.
Okay. What if the price dumps to oblivion? He has to pay that back, right?
Yes, but the bonds
like 6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
In 6 years? They have to mature, right?
Michael Huynh right here understands a little bit. That's awesome. That's great to hear. Love to see that. I think everybody that's in crypto needs to like really focus on Bitcoin for a while, because otherwise, I was making the analogy beforehand. It's like you live in Colombia, but you don't speak Spanish. It's like, well, what are you doing? And when I see people on Twitter going nuts because of like a pullback or something like that, and they're like, is this the cycle top? Is the cycle over? All that stuff. I'm always just like, well, like historically the Bitcoin cycle has essentially looked almost exactly the same 4 times in a row with just some small differences. So, you're just completely panicked if you're not paying attention to that pattern and have no pattern recognition. So I think, it's very important to focus on Bitcoin. But on the MicroStrategy side, no, he's just issuing bonds to the market. Those bonds are kicking every other bond in the market's ass, as you can imagine, because they're bonds that are giving the market exposure to Bitcoin, which no one else is doing, and is obviously going to kick the bonds ass. I gave you the breakdown about the fiat currency stuff before. And as far as like, let's say the price of Bitcoin went down to like $10,000. Well, the value of MicroStrategy equity would go down, but the debt is not, callable. There isn't like a margin call. There's no liquid point. And yeah, when it hits a certain price, the bondholders can convert to MicroStrategy, which they love because they're like, holy shit, this MicroStrategy stock is the best performing stock by the numbers, better than NVIDIA since late 2020.
He's got an unlimited money printer pretty much going on here for the next 5 years.
That's why it's pretty cool and pretty crazy.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough. Have you looked into the alt market at all, or are you just focused on Bitcoin?
What I look at is these days I'm looking at the Sol BTC chart, the Doge chart, because I have 1,100 Solana and I have like a negligible amount of Dogecoin, but I have this history with Doge where I've owned it. Like I've owned a lot of Doge multiple times and sold it all right before the massive, like absurd Doge pumps. Like I sold it before the 200 or like however many 250x that happened in 2021. So I have a weird relationship with Doge. But when you look at these charts, the Doge BTC chart and the Sol BTC chart, and then you look at the Ethereum BTC chart, it makes me feel like I just don't know if these assets are going to make new all-time highs against Bitcoin. I'd love to know what you guys think about that, because like I'm a Bitcoin guy, so I'm not thinking I want to buy Solana at $100 and sell it at $300. I'm thinking I want to maximize my Bitcoin by potentially playing with this altcoin Solana, and the charts aren't looking like that's the best idea right now.
What are we thinking, Degens?
Terranova is the only one that has cheated the bottom harder than you.
You have the link. Jesus,
history's being made.
yeah. Open the link. You can open the link. The wallet is Terranova.inc.
It's in the private chat.
It's on the chat. the wallet is terranova.eth. You can't mess this up. Like it's I can't lie. The blockchain is there forever. Check the last.
I was there with you.
Check
I was there with you.
The last transaction. The last transaction.
I'm going.
You're
I'm
gonna
going.
check?
I'm going.
Okay. Open first before you share screen.
Oh shit.
Open.
Okay.
Okay. You click on the number from today. It will bring you back to the number.
I'm on
that it
Shiv.
was
I'm on
before.
Shiv. Okay. Okay. I'm listening.
Okay. Okay. So you just click on the real number that it is today. It will take you back to the price that I sold it for, and then you click it for to bring the
Holy shit!
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do we share it? Do we share it?
Sure. Click before just so you hide, and it shows like the $400 that I sold it for. You can click the number of today.
Send it to me. Send it to me.
I sent you the link just in case.
All right, let's share it.
You can zoom in. You can zoom in.
Wait. Zoom in and then
What? He cheated it.
click on it.
Holy shit!
That's
click
today,
on
bro.
it.
3 point. What the fuck is that? 1 trillion?
So if you click on
3
the
trillion.
2438, and then you click on the 42
Click on the 42.
43 mil.
Click on the 42.
Oh my
That's
god,
that's how much I sold it for.
No!
that's insane.
So you're sad about Doge, really?
Yo, we can't feel bad about this. We can't feel bad
Yeah.
about this.
Wanna know what's
Holy
funny?
didn't-
shit!
Wanna know what's funny? I bought the bottom.
No, I can see that. I can see that. You made a profit. That's all that matters, right?
No,
No, we sold at a loss. 422. Oh yeah, actually.
414 to 422, man.
I actually profited from it, like a kind of a consolation prize because by that time you could stake sheep tokens to get leash tokens. So I managed to get the leash tokens.
Okay.
I forgot about them because of my ADHD. It's so severe.
Everybody has it, yeah.
And then like no, I have like meds and stuff.
Oh, fair.
Not the Gen
The
Z.
DGen ADHD.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the Gen Z ADHD. It's like 20 years
Real.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the real one. So the thing is, I staked the leash tokens, and I forgot about them. And then one day I was on OpenSea, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Is this Uniswap NFT? I never bought this." And then okay. When I provide liquidity, it shows that I have liquidity on Uniswap. What the hell is this? I never provided liquidity on Uniswap. And then I went there and I saw that it was leash tokens. And I sold leash tokens from the beginning of leash tokens while providing liquidity, and still managed to make 150K
Oh.
from it.
For fucking leash tokens?
Yeah, it would be $4 million, but I'm happy with 150K.
Hey, I'd be happy with that if I put $400 into this.
At the peak of sheep, I calculated I could dump market price. It would dump 30% of the market, and I would still make $330 million.
I think this could definitely peak against Bitcoin. I guess this is the only stupid fucking asset that could do it.
Bro, I have
find my wallet too, man.
I have
Jesus
too many
fucking
stories
Christ.
like this. I have too many stories like this to be
You've been
real.
here for too long. When did you get
Oh,
into
yeah.
crypto?
Me and him were
Oh,
literally
2011.
we're in the same
Oh
group.
God! Why are you still here?
I'm trying to get out, man. I'm trying to get out.
The ADHD, that's what it is. Fuck, it's plaguing us all.
It's as Michael was saying, we've been here for too long, man.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. I've been here since like very late 2020 to 2021. so.
Me and Terra Nova remember when Shiba Inu launched. Like we
My
were
God.
there.
I-
And dude, I gotta freaking find my wallet, dude. I remember
You're gonna
trading
start
it
pulling
too,
up
but-
TXs.
Oh shit.
Look, I lost 400 Bitcoin 2011, 20
Oh my
something
god.
because I had no idea. And
Was
by
it
that
weed? Was
time,
it God
no, by
knows
that
what?
time I was working on an engineering company, and they
Okay.
had this amazing graphics card for 3D modeling.
That's fucking
Okay,
dope.
the NVIDIA Quadro ones, and I was just mining Bitcoin without any, knowledge about wallets and private keys and anything because I just started. I saw a post on a tech blog about it, and I was like, okay, this has potential to make money. I never joined Bitcoin or
You
crypto
didn't
for
mine or
the.
anything?
No, it was never for the tech, guys. Okay, I joined for the money. Okay,
Fair.
I wasn't like a cypherpunk or anything. I just saw it. I'm like, okay, I can make money out of it.
So you're not Satoshi.
Nah, I'm not.
Fuck.
I'm not.
Okay.
Nah,
Got it.
nah, he's bald. Last time I saw the guy, he was not doing well. And then
Hopefully he keeps not feeling well.
nah. He launched a coin named Sheep or something. I don't
Nah,
remember.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
Just like-
that.
and then the thing is, I was mining, and then the company lost their two contractors, the only two they had in Brazil, and it's a big company. It's a multinational company, but they had like the biggest oil company in Brazil and the other biggest oil company in Brazil. Both
Okay.
stopped making projects at the same day. One crashed because of corruption and lies, and the other one was the corruption and lies.
Brazil.
And then
Yeah.
they fired like 400 people in a day, and the policy of the company was all of our modeling is on the server, so delete everything from the computers.
Oh.
And then
Oh shit!
like
You lost it on
the
the
lady,
you lost it on the server
nah,
side.
No
yeah,
way.
the lady on my side was crying about her pictures of her trip, and I was like, I lost $2,000.
Yeah.
I wasn't like crying about it, but I was upset. Nowadays, I'm even more upset because it's not just $2,000 anymore. It's 400 Bitcoin.
Man.
His Bitcoin pizza moment. Everybody has one.
Yeah, I'm part of the guys who make Bitcoin deflationary.
Yeah. Can Pio share in the depression, or are you just God trader?
No, well, I've just never traded Bitcoin ever. I've messed up when I tried trading like crypto stuff like NFTs and meme coins and stuff like that.
Most people, yeah. Fucking everyone.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Freaking my uncle was mining Bitcoin, and this is like 2010, 2011 time frame, and like super fucking early on, super early on. And the thing I remember was that he always said, "Just keep my computer on." You know, every time I go to his house, he's like, "Just keep my computer on." You know, I'm like, "All right, cool." And I, never got fully into it and stuff. And then like round trip back, it's basically like now I'm like, dude, I would do anything to go back there and just be like, Michael, listen, just get a little bit, start mining, you're good to go. No, but like I
wish I
faded
was
it,
mining
right?
when I was 9, man. Fuck.
What?
I
What?
freaking,
What?
but my uncle was literally he was mining,
What
he was
kind of
mining with
what
crypto
kind of
Bitcoin.
uncle is that who doesn't tell his nephew, hey kid, look, this just put this online when you're playing Tibia or whatever, and just let it on, okay?
The
You
Venezuelan
take
gold
it-
farmers were
faded
ahead
it.
of our time.
I literally faded it, and then afterwards, like looking back at it now, I'm like, now I'm in the industry, and it's like, crap. I had that moment where that could have been the moment where I actually joined crypto, but it took me a little bit longer to be able to get into the crypto space. But right afterwards, I remember like I didn't purchase Bitcoin the first time, dude. The first time I looked at Bitcoin's price, it was like 2,000. No, it was like 1,800, and I was like, it's way too expensive. I look at Litecoin. Litecoin was like $12. I was like, I'm gonna buy Litecoin.
You know what?
I bought Litecoin, and then Litecoin went to like $300, and I was like, I'm a fucking genius.
Be like, thank you,
I'm a
Walmart.
Bro, here in Brazil, people like to put other people like gods,
Okay.
and like mm, many people in the industry, especially, and there's a guy in Brazil. It's called Daniel Fraga, and he's treated like a god, like a Bitcoin god in Brazil, like the guy who fought the system, and he was using Bitcoin, and he left like $1 in the bank and said "fuck you guys," and then he vanished. Okay,
Which one of these Rizzlers?
Yeah, and like that dude is like a legend in here
This guy?
until no, the other one on this one, the one that looks like a nerd. Come on, man, he was in Bitcoin. He was in Bitcoin 20 something. That's the one, not the one who has sex.
Bugatti.
Come on. Who's the Bitcoin Jesus? The one who looks like he has sex, or the one who looks like a creep? Come on. And then
Okay.
the guy suddenly vanishes. Okay, and everyone's like, okay, he's like a hero or something. And then everyone suddenly, they collectively forgot that dude in 2017, 2018, he swapped his Bitcoin for Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash was the thing.
No. Sold
It was
for
the true.
fork.
He was the true vision. He was like,
This is the visionary of Bitcoin Cash.
and then
Bitcoin
and then-
Satoshi vision, boys.
and people, and you know what's funnier? He was like, nobody's gonna silence me. You know, I'm gonna disappear because the government is trying to silence me. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna disappear and never show up again, and silence myself.
Holy.
PSA,
Like-
PSA.
Did
for
it work?
anyone that's listening, Bitcoin Cash is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin SD is not Bitcoin.
Thank
Bitcoin
you for
ABC
explaining that
is
concept.
not
You know, I
Bitcoin.
think a lot
Man.
of us
Bitcoin
just
Gold,
we
Bitcoin
wouldn't know
Diamond,
that.
Bitcoin Green, Bitcoin
God,
like
I was
all of these.
this close to click on buy Bitcoin Cash right now.
Oh,
I was this
damn.
close.
3K from what, 200? Holy shit.
I had Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? And then
That's-
they did the split to Bitcoin Cash. And I'll not gonna lie, for a split second I was like, which one am I gonna go with, right? And I decided to just jeet all of my Bitcoin Cash at like 3K.
Oh,
Best
sold the
decision
top?
ever.
That's
literally-
where the culture of sell your airdrop comes from.
I literally
From
looked
the
at it
fork?
because like Bitcoin was literally 3K as well. So I was like, huh.
No,
In
you-
my mind, it's basically
wait, it
a
was
free
that close to
50%
flipping
emission.
Bitcoin?
It
Yeah,
was
man.
there was a huge war. There was a huge
Wow.
hashing war, right? So it
Back
was
in
like
the
pretty
day,
close.
Back in my time.
In my mind, I just thought of it as like free yield. So I just sold it. And then I just basically used it to buy more Bitcoin.
Oh, no.
Well, actually, I bought more Litecoin.
Back in my
Got more
day, there was a
Litecoin.
war. There was a war about.
There was a great war.
and then,
It
and
affected
then I
us for
cheated.
generations.
And then I cheated. And since that day, I tell my grandson, sell your airdrops when you get them.
Talking about interesting moves in the market. You might know something about this, Tara, but what the fuck? Why did I long this today, Michael? I was yapping for, I swear to God, an hour straight
you.
about longing this, and I didn't long it. 26%
Wait, what?
in a day.
I
God
posted
damn.
Oh,
Dude, I
come on,
posted-
man.
literally like at like the bottom
What's
on there.
wrong with you guys?
We
Here,
were
let's-
yapping about it on a chat. I was like, I should long this. This is gonna be 38 mil. It's not gonna happen today, and they're gonna buy the news, and then blah 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 blah. Dude, everybody's
I posted
talking
it at
about
6
it.
a.m., which is your
Bro,
7 a.m.
come
So
on.
look at your 7 a.m.
Yeah,
I don't
Where's
want
your
to look
7
at
a.m.
it,
on the
Michael.
chart?
I don't want to
I-
look at it.
I
Dude,
have
45 cents.
Fuck.
so I longed at 45.
Look at this guy.
I longed at 45. Too much.
Okay. Hey, you get a dollar cost average. You know, you got a DCA down.
No, look, I have an OTC deal. I have I have a long, and I also have tokens that I hold. So it's a lot. I was shorting Move for a while.
So what
And
makes you
then-
so damn bullish on Move to have that much money on Move?
That is $38 million that Binance
Is that
collected from
it?
the yeah, they collected from the market maker that was doing wrongdoings. And they will buy
These
back
little fuckers.
$38 million of Move on the next 3 months. So what's the non-bullish part of it? Like, I tell people that MakerDAO has one of the best tokenomics on the market because they will buy 10% of the valuation they have today, like every year, because their valuation is like what is the valuation? 1 billion. They have $120 million projected to buy back and burn the token, and Move is about to buy $38 million in 3 months. Like, come on.
It's time to ape. It's time to ape. We need exit liquidity, my friends.
DeFi is gonna pop off, man. I mean,
Hey, I'm bullish on
honestly.
it. I'm in with you. So we'll see how it goes for us. We'll see how
but
it goes.
look,
like
if you
fast.
look at like 38 mil buy, right? Like you look at the
It's
2%
USDT.
spread.
USDT.
Yeah, but like you look at the 2% spread. I mean, Move is what? Like, what's the FTV right now? It is
5.
Five,
don't
right?
worry about it, because
But don't
most
look
of
at
the
that. We don't
tokens
need to
are-
think about that. Yeah.
Nah,
I mean,
nah,
I look at
most
the
of-
depth, right? At least look at the depth. The depth is
Uh-huh.
like, let's say 150K for 2% depth, right? So like, let's say if they buy it all now, right? All 38 mil
it's-
right now.
It's
It'll probably be
$1.
around like, yeah,
It's over $1.
probably be up
It's
to.
over $1.
So it's within the range between 45 and $1. So you're looking at average at like what, 70 something,
At least.
like 66. Let's
I
say
think it'd be
you leave
higher.
it before
I
it
think
kind of
it'd be
like
higher.
pushes to it.
Yeah.
But
And
then that
who-
pushes the
who's gonna
FTV a
sell
little bit
this
high
thing?
though.
Who's gonna sell before 3 months though?
Fucking no one.
Yeah,
It
you're
depends.
gonna- you're gonna see.
It depends on the
no,
funding
you-
fee.
You're gonna see sell pressure on like 2 months from now.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
agree.
see-
I agree.
mean-
You're gonna want to G
I
like in
mean-
2-3 months.
Terry,
Yeah,
you seen
yeah.
last cycle, right? Like we just do a 1x short. We'll clip the funding fee, and then because everyone's gonna be max long, right?
On my
like, you can
screen
stable
right
out.
now. On my screen right now.
Share your screen.
Move is paying 0.5% a day too long.
Oh.
Yeah, 1x short, baby.
Oh.
Look at this.
Collect
Look at
funding
this.
fees.
I'm
Let's
gonna-
Pop it
go.
up.
I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen.
Let's go.
Can-
Oh shit. Wait, let me zoom in.
So, I'm gonna zoom in. Oh shit. Fuck you.
Don't share too much.
the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah, be careful.
No, don't worry. It's not this. I'm not sharing too much.
Aye.
It's just that okay. Here. So this is let me just
I believe.
here, 0.5% a day. No, not a day.
It's
like,
negative.
negative funding rate. They're paying you too long. 0.5%.
Damn.
So my long, I never liquidated
It's
anything
still
for my long,
negative.
okay? I got paid $530 just for longing.
What? How much did you long?
100.
Wait,
100K?
the funding fee
Almost
is actually
there.
negative
Yeah.
right now. Are you
Almost.
serious?
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
that's
negative.
crazy.
They're paying you to make money.
Well, actually, Bitcoin's negative funding rate too.
Yeah, because funding rates, they take a while to change, and a lot of people are right now. Here's the thing: a lot of people are hedging Move because they bought OTC, and Move is like on a hedge level still. Okay, I closed my hedge, and because I saw a bottom, and then I just closed it, and now I'm longing and making a lot of money, and these people will probably get liquidated if they're not careful enough. Okay, it has to 100% from here for them to get liquidated if they don't have enough margin, and I do believe they have, but they will be paying hefty fees because people are longing the shit out of this coin right now.
I mean, look at this. If you have it to where it's a 1x long, right? Every 8 hours, if the funding rate stays within that rate, you're earning yield. Literally,
That's fucking
1x.
insane,
I knew
dude.
it. I freaking knew it.
No, I never long above 1x.
Strategy.
I never long above
This is
1x.
a strategy.
Come on, guys. I know how to use leverage.
Yeah, you're not max degen. You're not max degen. You do cross too, so you're all right.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
literally have
no,
it to where
not
look,
like this.
a lot of people don't look at the funding rate, and
Yeah,
there is funding rate arbitrage, right? Depending on your position size
yeah.
and stuff too. It's like you're earning money. So the thing is
No,
like you don't need to go crazy and do like a freaking 100x long. It's like no, dude. If the funding rate is already paying you 0.5%, all you
do you
gotta do
want
is just
alpha?
you,
Do you want
go ahead,
alpha
go
right
ahead.
now?
Not talking.
This coin right here, it's I don't know if you ever heard about this.
Couple times.
It's yeah. So the funding rate is negative for a while now. So instead of just holding BNB spot, why don't you sell all your spot BNB and long the same amount? And now you're getting paid to hold BNB, and it was actually paying 40% a year to hold BNB like yesterday. It keeps shifting, but if you go to CoinGlass or any other website that shows funding rates and history of funding rates, you're gonna see a lot of these coins. They have negative funding rates for like months.
Wow.
So
Terra Nova's telling the old Psycho Alpha.
Yeah, this is really interesting stuff. Yo, boys, I had a great time. I do have to jump. Thank you so much for having me. I'll catch you guys
Of
next
course,
time.
PO. I'll see you later.
thanks, yeah.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
Holy shit. This is crazy.
Yeah. So right now I'm just making my move.
Is that with most pairs? Most pairs
Uh,
are inversed?
Not
It depends.
I mean during the bear, yeah,
Mhm.
because there's not much buy
So in the
pressure
bear,
going
you're
on.
not going to want to hold anything. You just 1x leverage.
You can 1x
You can
leverage.
you
Yeah.
can do a 1x short.
Interesting.
Then you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay.
1x short, yeah.
No,
Usually they
they,
charge
so
a premium.
here's the thing about 1x short. So like if the funding rate is positive, you can do a 1x short, and then you would basically have it to where your money is stable, but you're earning the funding rate. So let's say you have a one Bitcoin position, right? That's at a 1x short. Bitcoin goes up to, let's say, to 100K, right? You buy one Bitcoin at 100K, and then it goes up to 120. On your P&L, it says -20, but technically, since your position, you can still sell out at 120, which means that you're stabled out. You're still at 100K no matter what, even though your P&L says -20. But during the meantime, you're able to earn basically the funding rates. So if it's positive the entire time, you can actually stack. And a lot of people, basically what they do is whenever they feel like bear is about to switch to bull, they flip it. So they take, let's say if you are basically during the bear, they kept it for like 6 months or so. They had 6 months of fees accrue up, and then whenever they're about to go into a position, they add that back in. So 6 months, of $500 a day, most likely you're going to use that to be able to ape back into a position or even make it to where it's lower leverage. So that whenever you are ready, you don't have to be idle in the market.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of strategies that are more cost efficient. You want to know what's funny? I'm shifting towards mining Bitcoin.
Mining
Because,
Bitcoin.
yeah, it's more profitable than holding Bitcoin.
Interesting.
The
And
hash
it's
rate
more,
is like crazy right now.
Where though? Not in the US, right?
yeah. But if you do with the proper infrastructure, you're gonna get more money than holding Bitcoin, and it's gonna pay back in 3 years. But in 3 years, you're gonna have the amount of Bitcoin that you will have bought plus the amount of dollars that you invested, basically.
It sounds like
Very
cloud
interesting.
mining back in the day, bro. I don't know about this.
Yeah. I don't want to think about my bobcat.
No, but
Sounds a
I
lot.
think mining difficulty has increased like crazy.
It
And like
has.
if you look at like miner profitability right now, it's literally like some miners it's like 50-50. It's like the fear and greed index. They're literally in the middle in terms of, is this going to be profitable? Is this not going to be profitable? So the ones that are going to be smaller size, they're most likely going to liquidate and probably sell their operations right now if they're not going to be bullish long term. Of course, a lot of them are, but they still have to maintain the fees and stuff like that. The ones that are kind of like in the middle where they say, hey, look, it's a little bit more pain, we're gonna do better. They're still they're still bleeding, right? Miners need to be able to open up their operations and be able to pay for electricity, pay for overhead and everything. So right now there are a lot of them that are, looking at potentially getting, whether it's investment, whether it's going to be subsidizing some of their miners in the meantime and stuff like that, or even going on a discount just to be able to get up some liquidity to be able to push through for the next, for the cycle.
Yeah, look, the thing with mining Bitcoin for me is because it's gonna take a while, but for me it's gonna be worth it because I have access to Russia energy.
He's got the
Nope.
Russian energy.
Nope.
No, run.
America. That's
I
where we're
have-
opposite, brother.
That's how they get you.
Well, the thing is, it's cheaper there, and I live in Brazil, so I have no sites.
So he doesn't give a shit. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I live in
I
Texas.
have. Oh yeah, nah. You basically shoot your rig until it splits. It splits a Bitcoin, right?
Electricity over here is like
Just keep shooting your load on there.
virtue.
Yeah, you can't do it in the U.S., dude.
Yeah.
No fucking
And the
way.
elders, they just take it to the school so kids can shoot it, and then it splits.
Yo. Hey, yo.
Just
Texas is
joking.
not all
Just
about
joking.
like cowboys.
Nah, just joking. Nah, just joking.
Hey, yo.
It's come on. But man,
Anyway.
I have a dark sense of humor. Sorry, but the thing is, I don't like care much about politics and everything. I just care about where I can get the best energy cost, and then Russia actually has one of the best energy costs in the world. There's Paraguay as well here in South America, but it's not as safe as Russia.
But what do we
even
think
though-
about pumping David Sachs bags? What do we
As
think about
long as-
that? Like, what if we just made a money
I
market
think-
fund and we added Solana to it?
Oh well. Me and him cannot speak on this subject.
Oh, what if we did that? Hmm.
we should not. We have too much
What if-
info.
What if we did this? What if we did this? What if we just started making ETFs with True Social? Very interesting. Very interesting.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're launching USD1, right? The USD stablecoin. I mean, Aave. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're.
USD one.
World Liberty Finance.
I didn't know that. Interesting. This is 3
Yeah,
hours ago.
They're launching a stablecoin.
Oh wow.
Get with the times on the deep.
Hey,
DeFi
I'm sorry.
moves
Actually,
fast,
it makes
bro.
a lot of sense. So they're using
DeFi
all that
moves
money they
fast.
raised to do this.
It's gonna be back 1-to-1 with short-term U.S. Government treasuries.
That's very smart. Very smart. And
I mean,
they know the
it's already
stablecoin
been
business.
done, but
they know the
it's-
stablecoin business. It's very profitable.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been done. I mean, look at Terra Nova's hat. But at the same time, it's a different brand, right?
That's
know
the
why you
hat
got
you
to-
use.
That's gold, right?
That's the hat you use when you sold all your SHIB and you lost all your Bitcoin. Could be a bee or could be a dog in here.
Could be a dog. Very
No, but like
interesting,
for
very
a
interesting.
stablecoin to enter into the market, I mean, it's gonna be good because like the only competitors right now, there's only 3 I would say is big competitors. You look at USDT, USDC, and then DAI, right?
Right.
So USDT is already owning US Treasuries. Same thing for USDC. DAI is going to be backed more on the crypto side, but I think they rebranded MakerDAO rebranded to Sky.
They have
And
a
now
lot
they-
of RWA, man. A lot of
Yeah.
RWA.
So like those are the only 3 ones that I think are the big contenders. But the thing is, now you have it to where you have a bigger brand coming in.
Yeah.
World Liberty Finance is going to
Get
be
the
then
clout.
working with Aave and all the other guys as well to push DeFi into the US. So, I mean, I do see it pushing. But the only thing though is usability, right? Usability of having it to where it's going to compete against USDT and all the other markets. It's going to take a while to kind of fully kick in.
I don't
But-
know. Do you think they will?
As long as it doesn't
maybe-
give 20% interest, then we're freaking good.
Oh man, the
20%
PTSD
forever,
for
my
my friends.
friends.
But the thing is, don't you think they will give like a very compelling offer to the US based exchanges like Binance US, Coinbase, and others? Like, hey guys, start using our stablecoin, and you're gonna get this kind of benefits. because now
Yeah, but you look at
we
like
know
Circle.
because then you know how Trump is, and the discourse that he's gonna bring it will be like, well, our coin is safer because we know, because it's ours, it's the government doing, so we know it's safer, we know it's good for the American.
Like a
So
CBDC?
if yeah, so you're gonna use it because now that you're using it, we can give you some benefits that we can't give to Tether and to USDC because we know how safe it is. And then that's kind of
I still won't use it.
Mm.
well, I know, but that's the kind of narrative they can push to the exchanges. Like we're gonna
Yeah,
give you
you can
some
push to the
benefits.
exchanges. The only thing though is that like, of course, you're gonna have to get it to the DeFi. The DeFi protocols are gonna be the one that dictates it, and of course, they're gonna be working with a lot of them and stuff. The only thing though is that, I mean, it's gonna be integrated into. Is it gonna be integrated into Yearn? Is it gonna be integrated into Curve? Is it gonna be placed onto Balancer
Well,
for, different types of strategies? If it is, then
how
cool.
how long
But
how long
there's gonna
have
be a lot of arbitrage on it because like, I mean, you look at like a brand new stablecoin pushing into the market, there's going to be a lot of DeFi opportunities for it, where there's going to
yeah.
be arbing into different pools. Maybe the oracles doesn't have the correct pricing, right? The oracle weight isn't correct. You're looking at it in terms of if there's going to be an incentive, and if there is an incentive, is it going to be better than DAI? Is it going to be better than USDC? Now you can look at pool arbitrages between, hey, look, USDC is offering me 10%, while USDT is offering me 8%. But why is this one offering me 12? Right. Momentarily, it would push into that side. But the thing is, like, long-term usability of it. DeFi farmers, we chase the yield.
USD.
We chase the
USD.
yield, bro.
We could offer short-term incentives though, and try to convince the exchanges to align with US.
Well, like let's say we saw a lot of these DeFi protocols from the US. They are fearful from the SEC. Like I remember how many times, that would be 4 times, Uniswap tried to vote for the fee switch. And it's like, guys, if we do a fee switch, it's gonna be a security. So what about, oh, well, if you start using the US one coin to pay your fee switch, you're not gonna be like treated like a security. You're gonna be treated like a sandbox in our
Well,
new
they can
regulation.
utilize it, right? They can utilize it in there. But the thing is, I mean, now it comes back to like governance model, right? If your biggest whale says no, and they control the majority of the votes, or they control a lot of the I mean, we've seen DeFi votes swing. I mean, Jesus just recently saw it with CRO, right?
Yeah.
The community voted against it, and then one guy just came in and was like, yeah, never
Yeet.
mind. We're gonna be able to change it, right? I think that even if, let's say, they incentivize Uniswap, Aave,
Decentralized.
and a few others, yeah, it's decentralized, right?
Yeah,
One-to-one vote
decentralized.
doesn't work. It doesn't work because then it's just weighted on who's going to be the biggest whale. The biggest whale has a
Yeah.
big incentive, of course, because they
Yeah.
invested the most money into it. But I mean, if you guys remember flash voting back then, you can have it to where you flash loan into a vote, flash out, and then so many freaking votes in the early DeFi era was just non-stop. Just one whale would come in, borrow the majority of the supply, vote, and then get out, and it swings votes like crazy. They had to had a delay on it because of the fact that people would just go in and flash vote. I mean, I'm not saying I've seen it happen for a few of them, but I've seen it live, and
Yeah.
it's like 99% no. All of a sudden, boom, yes, out of nowhere.
It's crazy. I don't know how. I mean, it is kind of a upgrade to the US dollar to have it, on blockchain and by the government. I don't know how to feel about this, how it's gonna be pushed, because I don't think governments, like presidents, especially the presidents who are more into popularity, I don't think they like to lose. So they will be like Trump will be pushing this a lot. He doesn't want to fail on this, especially because he said USA will be like the crypto capital of the world. And I truly believe he can make a lot of good stuff for crypto, but he needs to also be sure to not hurt the market on the way to bring his stable coin in, or
He's going to hurt the market as much as he
yeah,
could. Like any savvy
he's
investor,
been doing so. He's been doing so.
A little bit.
yeah, you would want to hurt the market because in the overall long term, it's going to be better for the market, right? It's like, hey, you're teaching your son a lesson. It's like, hey, look, so don't fall, but if you fall, it's okay. It's going to hurt, but at the same time, it's like it's better for you to learn. It's like touching the stove, right? They don't touch the stove. They touch it. It's like you get liquidated. Okay, cool. Don't touch it next time. But I feel like in order to bring the markets, because like the market's pumped for so long without any recourse. And once we hit the bear market, it literally started showing, I mean, there's a lot of flaws into like literally during COVID, you see Bitcoin drop from 20K down to 3, and then Coinbase, BitMEX, uh, Binance, and all the major exchanges at the exact same time shut down for 15 minutes. And that was like an industry leader call in terms of like, hey, look, we're all competitors, but dude, if we don't do anything, Bitcoin's gonna go to zero. Because all of the literally all of the automated trading was literally pushing it down. And basically right when they reset it, it came back up. Because I was there trading that day. Right when they reset it back up, Bitcoin was hovering at 3, and then it just pushed, back up to 5, 10, and then it kind of like restarted the recovery. But you need the markets to not go super crazy. I mean, right now, still getting 3% on, 3% yield on just a stable coin. If you look on Coinbase right now, you're getting 4, maybe 5%. That means that they're probably getting 6 to 7 minimum because they need to make their fee in terms of inflation. So 7% over year, it's going to debase your currency every single time. So it's like, why not just hold crypto?
Why
If
not
you're
just hold
incentivizing it
crypto?
to where USD is going to be pushed in, yes, USD over time could be good, but it's not going to be for everybody. If you want to have it to where it's going to be your, risk on, quote, quote, type of market, you're into crypto. If you want risk
Well,
off,
one of
hold
the
a
things
stablecoin.
he said is
It's
one of
better
the
than
things he
fiat.
said. It's really interesting. I was talking to a friend these days, and I told him that Jesus made a joke like, "What are you still doing here?" And sometimes I still think about it. What I'm still doing here in this industry, because I realized this cycle that most of the people are not investors; they're just gambler addicts with a good excuse.
Yeah.
And the reason I mean, most of them, I was aware that there was a part of the industry who was like this. People who wouldn't care about what they were buying. They were just, okay, I'm gonna degen. But with the Trump coin, with the meme, the pump fund stuff, I saw all the liquidity that should go to the other altcoins, like the blue chips, and they're just not there. There's no liquidity there. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's like it's hitting the all-time high anymore. And mostly because people want to gamble on pump fund. People want to gamble on Trump coin, on Melania, or whatever it is, the thing today. And well, when Bitcoin dropped to $3,000, it's a reflection of this. Like, maybe in the past I didn't knew about this, but maybe it was just because people weren't really adopting stuff. They're just trying to make a buck real quick. And then it starts to make me question the valuation of the entire market and how this is going to be from now on. And sometimes breaking stuff is good. That's what he said. Like, breaking stuff can fix things, you know? And although, as Big A just said, Pump Fund was negative for the space, it it was kind of like it was negative from a repetition perspective, because now you know that 99% of the people are just gamblers, and they pretend they are investors. They pretend they're doing investment. They just find an excuse to gamble. But on the other hand, when you look at the people who will survive this, you're gonna have a lot of investors who are really looking at the market as a real market. And I believe on the long term, this is gonna be like the internet thing. The internet bubble popped, a lot of people got out, a lot of projects survived, and well, we had regulations coming in, we had governments coming in. In the end, we had one internet, we had like a lot of websites that failed, but Amazon's still here, you know. So I believe we're gonna go on a good path, even though we're gonna break a lot of stuff. Maybe people will get mad with Trump. I got mad with Trump, but maybe what he's doing is actually a favor on long term. I can't see that
Liquidating
today,
the
but
degens.
maybe. Yeah,
It's
maybe.
it's literally no,
Yeah.
it's literally like whenever he came into like to talk about crypto and everything, it's like I saw it as a way to legitimize the space because like there's so much like throughout the years, you know, you see sometimes like me and him like we've seen so much in the space to where we're like, how is this still happening? You know, sometimes people are coming into the space legitly for the tech and they get scammed, they get rugged. You know, they would lose their hard-earned money, and it's like they would never come back into the space because of that one thing that happened to them. While the rest of the industry is trying to actually push forward and create something. But the thing is, it's not the shiny token. It's not the shiny new toy that's coming into the market, right? You look at Bitcoin and you're like, okay, cool. Bitcoin will probably, let's say, 4x the cycle, right? Let's say it pushes all the way up to 250. Cool. If I get into a meme coin could probably make me go from $1 all the way up to $1 million overnight. And that's what they like. It literally is kind of like the degenerate gambling mentality in terms of I can just make my money flip quicker versus going into something that's going to be a little bit more, you know, Bitcoin is probably going to be more stable versus everything else that's going to be played on here. And I think of it as in terms of like extra leverage. If you look at Bitcoin as a 1x or let's say a 2x leverage, right? You're looking at like Ethereum as a 2 to 3x. You're looking at Solana, same thing. Add the deeper you go down the trenches, the more multiples you add on to it in terms of exposure. So like majority of people that went into meme coins, there's only a few that actually made money off of it, right? That are the ones that are actually playing the cycle because it is a little bit unfair.
It's not
Sorry,
stable?
yeah.
What? So you're telling me gambling my life savings into butthole coin didn't make it? Fuck.
I
Looks like I'm
mean,
gonna have to buy
there are
AVAX?
there are some meme coins that are actually pushing, but I mean, some of them I'm just like, how the hell is this freaking? But hey, maybe it's not my market. Maybe the degen is wrong over time, but I think that I see it as a flushing, right? Because you saw in 2018 the ICO and a dream phase. You saw in 2020 the flush out with NFTs. You saw in now this cycle is basically the memes, right? Every
Man,
cycle is
I
gonna have
hate
its
Murad.
Can they die already?
I hate Murad,
Believe in
man.
something.
every cycle is gonna have its
Dump
flush
it.
out.
Whoever let Murad speak on that panel, I hate you so much. The guy who
No,
was like
I think
talking about
Believe
the
in
meme,
something.
meme
The
coin
meme super
Jesus,
cycle,
right?
yeah.
the meme.
The meme
No, it's
super
not Bitcoin
cycle.
Jesus. It's
No, I
this
said
nerd that
meme Jesus.
said everything was gonna go
The
up.
meme
Look
Jesus.
at all this money that should have gone into my alts. Oh, $127 billion.
No, but you see, so
Nah,
so here's
look
the
look
thing.
at look at all this money you should be making, man. Look at
Right?
this. Look at this.
We got
But that-
cocked this cycle by memes.
Look at my
That money
screen.
is
We
gonna
were in the corner
slowly-
watching all this pump.
I'm
telling
sharing my
you, it's
screen
gonna
right now. Look at it.
slowly
Yeah,
enter
I'm
into the
going.
market.
What is this shit?
It's move,
Oh,
man.
it's move. Holy, it's a meme. Bam.
It's
Look at
still
this Bitcoin.
moving.
Holy
It's still
fuck.
moving.
We making
see,
money. It's
thing
at
about
57
memes is-
cents on
It's
Binance.
gonna be prolonged. Wait, what? If it's 57 cents on there,
There's
you basically
arbitrage.
sell on Binance and you buy on Bybit.
Yeah, there's
It's a
ARB. There's
re-
ARB.
Yeah, it's an ARB. But no, I like look at the meme market cap. Slowly, there's probably gonna be a few runners in there, right? That's gonna make it out of the cycle. But over time, what's gonna happen is that even if the market cap does increase for it, the rest of the market is actually going to start flowing into other things. So if you look at majority of memes and LP pools, they're either with Wrapped ETH, they're either with Solana, they're with all these other ones. So indirectly, they're pushing the LP and the liquidity into these other tokens, into the ecosystem tokens. Because like all of that Solana and all of that ETH, it's locked up there. It's not going to do anything. There's burnt LP pools that have like millions of dollars in there, so that people are like, oh yeah, it's burnt, so that most likely nothing's going to happen to it. Overall, the residual is still going to be left over, and just think of it as like the lost Bitcoin. It's never going to be usable again, unless the DEX, for some weird reason, is able to say, hey, look, Radium or Uniswap is able to say, hey, look, we're able to retrieve these fees.
Unless you start reminting like Crow, then I don't think they're going to be able to grab it back. Just a bunch of burnt money in the market. Fuck me, dude. Dude, this thing's pumping like crazy. Holy shit! Look at the 1 minute. Oh my god!
No, that's the 5 minutes. Let's put on the 1 second.
Brother, look at this shit. What just got announced? Oh my god, it's moving. It's
nothing.
a 64 cents on Binance.
It's just people, but it's 64.
It's arbing, right?
It's arbing. Yeah, it's arbing.
Yeah, it's arbing.
It's just arbing. If it's 64 on
there,
there,
no liquidity
the
on
market
Binance?
makers.
What is this?
It's 56.
No.
Here. It's 56
So like
on Bybit.
Terrano, do you have the cross exchange ARB
No.
You should. This is
I
at
want-
61.
I have one. I have one.
Okay. I want one, please.
I basically have it to where, let's say if you have two, I mean, you have it to where the
Holy fuck.
price difference is going to be on there. You could literally buy in one and sell on the other, and then have it settle at the end of the night. And then that's basically it. Like you can have it, but you still have to have two LP pools, of course. Whether it's USDT.
No, I mean, I could just go there now and short it and get the edge by the end of the settlement. But it's okay.
Yeah, but then the ARB isn't going to be super crazy, right? So the other one is like market making ARB. So where, depending on your liquidity, you can be able to mass sell on one or mass buy on one, and then it overall, like it's supposed to be able to push into the middle.
Yeah. But man, I'm making money here.
We all
There
make
you go.
money today.
I'm
should've
trying to
logged in,
super
Michael,
set up.
Damn it! I told everybody on my Discord to buy this shit sub. Like I think it was like 45 cents for the longest time. So you guys can't complain on the YouTube comments that you missed this. You cannot complain. No fucking way. I think Big A sold at 50 cents.
Are you trading?
I mean, I'm holding the OTC. I'm happy with what I got. I'm chilling right now.
I mean, I can show my screen.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
I'm stuck.
We want to see the DJ talking about 99% of the market. You show it.
Let's see.
Caroline bought because of Jesus. No, I mean, hey, it is what it is. Just make sure you take profit. This very sexy little candle. Is that a Bitcoin long? Yeah. I told you we're coming back up. We're creeping up. Oh, you're
The funding
down.
rate is negative. No, I'm not.
Oh no, you're up. What's the funding rate?
Yeah.
It's not
The
too
funding
bad.
rate is still negative on here,
It's not too bad.
but I am a little. Oh, let me actually lower my.
Wait, is that a
leverage.
28?
Wait a minute.
What the fuck are you doing?
No. So basically, what I do sometimes is I go all the way
He's
to
on the
this
slot.
side.
He's on the slot.
I mean, don't do this though. Like,
You
I would,
confirm.
my position is too big. Hold on. So sometimes I would go all the way to
Yo.
this side, just to be able to, let's say it dips a little bit, or I want to get into a position. I'll just like 1%
Alright.
in or so. But yeah, my leverage is way too high.
Yeah.
And then
What
what I do
the
is-
fuck? I can see your balance
I
on
can
the
see why
right,
you're
and I
still
can
here.
see your position size.
I can see why
There
you're
you
still
go.
here.
There you go.
I can see. Talk about a DGen.
This is my side account, okay? This is once in a while.
Side
I
account. What
felt
is
like
side hose?
I literally had it to where, look, I knew it was gonna go here, it was gonna bounce. It's either that or fucking Bitcoin take the wheel, bro. Like it was fucking gonna be McDonald's or it's gonna be all in.
God
But right
damn.
now, I'm
no, we
eating a
looking
little bit of
good
funny
though. We
rate.
looking good. Hey, Terrano was
this is
saying
so-
Trump's gonna pump it, so Daddy Trump's got to make it happen. Let's get it. Let's get it done. We need to exit liquidity this cycle, my friends, because everybody's gambling. Keep using each other.
Yeah.
They keep using each other.
I missed the time when the joke was like that there was this closed groups where we was just joking about how the market was just 20 people scamming each other. but now it's like
Now it's
now
fucking
just
10
now
million
it's just now,
people.
now it's just pump fun scamming everyone. We're like, oh, come on, man, leave something for me.
You guys don't trade Downald? You guys don't know about it? The big trending coin of the day, you don't know about it? Seriously? You don't know
Remember
about retard finder coin? Come on, guys. Get with the times. $27 million in volume. Come on.
Oh my god.
It's the
Hold on.
future of finance.
Here. Jesus, share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
Let me show some of the. Let me show some of the guys real quick, just in
Oh,
case if
boy.
they want to look at some of the stuff. Right here.
Okay.
You
Listen,
can
I
go
already
over
graduated.
to CoinGlass,
Okay.
and then you can look at the 12-hour liquidation rates. Basically, these are the juicy arbs that the big boys are trying to look at.
Mhm.
So the biggest one is going to be at 86.1 versus 88.8, right? And then you can go over to the 24-hour to see, look, we're right here, which means that it's easier to kind of be able to scoop some of these things. You can also go over to Hyperliquid and see what the guys are actually going to be trading over there in terms of max pain. Max pain is most likely going to be the ones that, you know, if it starts pushing towards that area, they're going to get a little squirmish, right? Because no one wants to get liquidated. So you can go to coinglass.com/hyperliquid. You go to liquidation map. Bro, look at this. So in terms of shorts versus longs are going to be more painful to kind of be able to push in. The pain point for this one is, holy crap,
That's a lot.
98K is,
A lot of
yeah,
people are shorting.
98K is going to be an area to where it's going to be huge volatility, because of course it's going to push over to 100. But then also you have to look at the other side, which is going to be 65. So between 65 and this, but you're looking at it in terms of if they push up the market, you're most likely going to eat all of these pretty easily. If these guys don't close their positions and it goes into 98K territory, then yeah, we're going to see a wick. We're going to see a fat wick in terms of closing a position.
Wick. Yeah, I know. I see that definitely.
We are in a
They're gonna
spider
be
line, though.
hunting them. They're going to be hunting them.
Yeah, of course they're going to be hunting them.
They're
I
gonna
mean,
be
you
hunting them.
look at this chart, which would be... Sorry, my freaking thing is everywhere.
Zoom in.
Of course.
Too many market
But
ciphers.
these are spider lines. So you look at it like we're here, we're basically right here, but the gap between it is, I mean, 74 is kind of like the next gap. So it's either 74
The FBI
or
dropped
88.
Terranova's connection. Fuck, dude.
Anything in between is just literally just cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder in between. What do we think about Mike's comment here? H bar gonna dump again. Do we think H bar dumps? It's at 19.7 cents. Balanced pretty well. If Bitcoin pumps, H bar pumps. That's my thesis. At this fucking point. What I did observe though, and I was gonna make a video right before this, was Saucer Swap and Hashback are pumping. They're up 30% this week. I think H bar dumped this week.
I actually have an H bar chart.
7 day, yeah, 7 day on H bar, only 7% up, barely up. Saucer Swap is up way more. They've been yapping about DeFi forever, so maybe they're finally pushing into DeFi. This has never happened before. Never happened in H bar history. I mean, Saucer Swap always trace back.
Say H bar goes down.
You think it goes down?
It has to retest.
Retest what?
19 exactly.
19, 18. Yeah, but these guys don't care about 19-cent H bar. They're trading spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
I
don't
mean,
care.
then H bar needs to go to.
They want to see it at 8 cents.
If it pushes to 21 cents, then I mean it has to break 21 cents, then we're good to go.
I think we're fine. We might retest, but we're fine.
21 and 23 is
23?
the two areas. But if it breaks 23 and it continues up, I mean, there's not a lot
looking good.
Yeah.
It spikes fast after about 22, 23-ish around there.
I mean, the money wave is coming back into it, so money's flowing back into it. So it might be an actually
lost a couple spots. AVAX has been killing it though. I mean, the recent winner. AVAX was tracing for I don't even know how long. They went from what, number 7 all the way down to almost number 20, and they recovered a lot of those losses. at least relative
Yes,
to
because
other coins.
it went down to
It went down a lot to like $15.
No, but it hit support. It basically hit support, and then now it's kind of like rallying up to it. I mean, the only thing after AVAX, so if it breaks past 23, the next big
It
resistance
will
I
break
see is
23.
probably 26.
26. So what?
Yeah.
Monthly high.
26 is the next resistance.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Because that's
had a
if
meeting
you
with
if
the
you
FBI?
trade based off of
Yeah, my FBI agent definitely didn't tell me to stop talking about the.
We have to show
US
American cryptocurrency, so let's keep doing our
the
thing.
American cryptocurrency.
We're aligned with democracy. Are we bullish on AVAX? Are we long in AVAX? Fucking, dude, my AVAX bags need to go. What's been going on with these little memes? Dude, Ken is at 300 mil. It's looking good.
We're definitely not gambling.
Shut up. Shut up, Taro. It's looking good. Sure. Fed. He's a Fed. He's a Fed. Dude, fucking Michael, we got like $2 million on our fucking beam though. That's wild stuff. No one else has as much capital as we do on AVAX. We're leading the charge with the degenerates.
I mean, you look at AVAX, and AVAX actually is AVAX is actually pretty freaking smart.
Look, give people
Because
what
like you're
people
able to
want.
market
That's
during the bear.
Yeah, they're giving people what they want.
Give people what people want, and if you're doing,
I mean,
this,
Big A's
this
focus
the
on
right way.
cock, so hey, everybody's got their own thing.
I mean, you look at it. Every chain has a
Why?
pre-existing meme.
Why?
Bullish on
Why?
move?
Why does the names of the tokens have to do with dick? It's either
They're obsessed.
cock.
They're obsessed.
It's either cock. You know, it's either like
Cock in
cum
you,
rocket. Cock cum rocket. We had
Cum rocket, but that was like a
last
porn
cycle.
thing. That was a porn thing. It's different.
Oh yeah.
Remember
nothing
Spank
to
Chain?
do- nothing to do with cock.
Different. Spank chain.
Spank chain.
Isn't there a coin called Juicy? Yeah, there is. There is a coin
yeah,
called Juicy.
yeah,
on
there
AVAX.
is.
It's
You know
literally
what?
like an OnlyFans. people
There's
are, they're doing a lot of interesting
There's an
things with their
OnlyFans
profits.
girls. There's an OnlyFans girl in Brazil. In Brazil,
God damn it.
Pussy mean you say
Everybody's horny here, dude. I swear to God.
in Portuguese is buceta. And then the thing is there is BTC, Bitcoin, and she made the BCT.
Oh no.
And people actually bought it.
They were buying in the NFT season, weren't they buying those Amaranth fucking NFT cards?
You wanna know what's funny? She didn't rug anyone.
Eh?
Nah, like she's rich. She's filthy rich in Brazil.
Yeah.
She didn't rug anyone.
And OnlyFans
And
girl,
she's-
come on now.
No, she is that's
She
true.
should be making money.
That is true.
Her
That is
dope.
true.
No, she's making money from some fees on the trading, but also like she gives content to people who are doing stuff, holding and trading and whatever. So she's getting paid for the content she's doing. She actually has more utility on her token.
He wants to see the utility. Our viewers want to see the utility.
I don't believe him. Can you link some of these Brazilian girls as proof of research?
He's not gonna sell his cock unless you give him a thesis.
Unless you give him a wink.
This is doomed. This is fucking doomed. Set it all to zero.
Bro, you know what? In the end, it all comes back to something related to sex or porn. Or
We're gonna get demonetized.
Wait,
You're monetizing this?
Sorry.
We're fucking doomed, dude. It's doomed.
Sorry.
We're over here
man.
cursing. We're over here freaking.
Where are we streaming right now?
Yeah, the second that you go longer than an hour on a stream, it always just goes too far. It goes way too fucking far.
Man, look, next time, give me a warning. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it's fine. It doesn't matter. Listen, the fucking.
Hey,
It don't
Jimmy-
matter. What long.
Jimmy from the 5th grade, who's actually betting on commies right now. Please
Not
forget
financial
everything
advice.
I
Not
said.
financial advice.
There's a token called Fart Coin.
Oh yeah, fart.
Yeah,
Fart's going crazy. What
You
the
wanna
fuck is
know what-
going on?
bro. Wanna know what is crazy about Farcoin?
What?
One of the biggest, the biggest, not one of the biggest, the biggest analysis house in Brazil, like the research house in Brazil.
Mm.
They shielded
Aw.
to they shield Farcoin.
I mean, it's a pretty good investment so far. It's up 70%.
No. They made money to the investors, but still,
Fart
it's bro. I wanna be the guy. I wanna be the guy who's not into crypto, who was approving
Listening
the
into
email, who was approving the copy, and he was like, so you're telling people to buy Farcoin?
Fartcoin's the future of finance. It's going to revolutionize AI deep in.
You know, the IRS, the not
We love the IRS here. Yeah.
That thing in Brazil,
Uh-huh.
the taxes, the income taxes, they come in like a month or so.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to show your Fartcoin to them.
I wanna be like the guy. I wanna see all of the.
You make the
all
dude's
of the
yearly
accountants.
salary on Fartcoin.
No, I wanna see the face of all these accountants, like Cummies, Farcoin. No,
Butthole
So
coin.
how much did you make on
Retard.
Coffee? And then you took that and then you
Oh
threw
yeah,
it into
there was a
Fart
butthole coin. It
So-
was
yeah.
what was it called?
So you swap it your cock for butthole,
No, there was a real butthole coin. It was
and
huge.
then butthole turned into fart.
And then you
Yeah.
bought Dog with Hat.
Maximus? Goatsius Maximus, that's what it was called. Yeah. This is butthole. An AI made it. Butthole
Hey,
coin.
as long as you didn't go
What
during
happened
that
to it?
Kanye meta.
Go to Maximus.
Yeah, dude. It went high. It went over $1 billion fucking dollars.
Holy crap!
This is the OG of the meta. Yes, the OG of the
Oh,
meta.
Goat? Yeah, Goat.
Go. Yeah. Goatsius Maximus butthole coin.
So you bought Goat. You took that. You threw it into
It's a
Cock
fart
Emu,
coin. Yeah.
and then into Fart Coin. And then Kanye released a tweet, and you did what? What did
The
you buy?
swastika. We're all going to hell. We're all going to hell. People need a fucking intervention.
And
Bro,
you make
Kanye.
money, huh?
Look, Kanye needs to be stopped.
He does
Otherwise-
need to be stopped. Someone
Otherwise-
stop this man.
Look. Just saying. I'm just saying. If he launches it, we know 90% of people will buy it.
You're not wrong.
90% of the wallets will have that logo. That guy needs to
There
stop.
was a.
That guy
We're
needs
going
to
too deep.
stop.
I'm going too deep. I'm going too deep.
That dude,
I'm not going way too
please,
deep.
that dude needs to be stopped.
There was a very naughty meta a year ago, and we don't need that
Months
again.
ago.
Nah,
There was
No,
another
like,
one.
what
Oh,
was
my
it?
bad. My bad.
Ye tweeted, and then there was a token on Pump.fun called Ye, and it pushed to like 150, 200 mil pretty quick. Like I think topped at like 200 or so pretty quickly, but it was there for a good few days, honestly. I mean, I bought it when I literally bought it. Not sniped it, but like I bought it off of like under 1 mil market cap. Dude, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Bro's
He
picture
can't
is
even
What did I
spell
do?
lie.
his picture is literally an ape.
It's an ape.
It's an ape with a red shirt.
We're getting demonetized. All right, we need to end this. We need to.
We're not gonna
we
go
need
back
to
into
get
that
outta
racist
here.
meta, okay?
No, please.
I
please.
fucking
Oh.
Let's not.
Big A just mentioned something. Remember the coin from the night of Tyson fight? It was Tyson and Jake, right? It was supposed to be,
Uh-huh.
the early days of what is it? Poly markets. One of them is supposed to go to $1. One of them is supposed to go to 0.
Mhm.
to put over the LP pool and stuff. I don't think that ever happened. I think they both rugged.
Oh,
Took all the money.
Yeah, we deserve to lose all of our money. That's the TLDR of this entire space.
Yeah.
Breakout's not happening. Everything's going to zero. It's time to clock in.
You know, when you realize, like, most of the volume from the ETFs are not like retail, right? Are not like people buying it for buying. It's just funding rate arbitrage.
Uh-huh.
So it's at least 75%. So adoption, I see more people adopting meme coins than I see people adopting real stuff.
Such is
And
life.
they,
like,
yeah.
Such is life.
I just see it as like capital rotating into, like, in the long term, just rotating into the smarter investors,
Eventually.
right? And then, yeah, eventually it's going
You
to
know
happen.
what, man?
But the thing
I'm
is,
smart.
there's going to be people
I'm
that
smart,
just push.
man. And I'm smart. I'm smart. And Jimmy made $75 million with Pepe. Okay, like I don't see that. I don't see that rotation you're talking about.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's
I'm not
a
gonna lie.
rotation. There's suffering. That's what there is. Fuck this.
There's some people that just literally get into the wave, and then all of a sudden they're like, bam, and then they just get out, and they're just really, really freaking lucky, right? Like the timing it perfectly, and just being very, very fortunate. And then there's some that's been in the space for, like, as long as we are and stuff, and still haven't made it, or like still haven't been able to, like, they just get round tripped every single time because they don't learn. The thing is, trading in the markets are going to be volatile. The only thing though is that, like, it's basically your risk tolerance. If you're going to be understanding the funding rates, understanding how market makers work, understanding how exchanges work, understanding how liquidity tends to go to max pain,
And
right?
tokenomics, man. Fucking tokenomics.
Of course,
Fucking
tokenomics for sure, for
Like,
sure.
Look, I have I've been in the space for a while now. Like 2011 is a long time. And like 3 years ago, I looked back at Brazil and I was like, okay, there's a bunch of degens. People don't know shit about crypto here. So let's try to educate people. And then I started talking about tokenomics and that kind of stuff. Look, economical flywheel, like the economical looping on the tokens, are the thing that people must pay attention if they're really trying to invest. Because otherwise, it doesn't make any sense to invest. Like, what's the reason to invest on Arbitrum tokens? What's the reason to invest on Optimism tokens, on Uniswap tokens? There's no reason. It's just a stupid.
You like losing money?
It's a stupid token that will never give you any value back. It's purely voting system. There's nothing that will get money from Arbitrum and send it to the token. Like nothing. They use Ethereum.
What about Bitcoin? What about Bitcoin?
Well, Bitcoin, there is me losing 400 of these. So eventually people will lose more and it will be more valuable. Okay, people will be stupid like
It's
me.
deflationary.
And they will lose Bitcoin. Yeah.
I mean, how many
Yeah.
Bitcoins have been lost? Like, what, 30% of the supply or something?
They're estimating
right
It's
that
okay,
now,
we'll buy
16
the
to
cat
15
coin.
mil,
We'll buy the cat
right?
coin.
Yeah, it's like at least 33% of the supply is already gone.
Wow.
Let's see. CRO, Trump, Pepe, and Pi. Pi is a scam. Pepe.
Pepe will
Pepe's gonna have
outperform.
its.
Pepe will outperform.
It's pushing
Because
up
of
there towards
utility.
like the rest of the meme cycle.
The utility, yeah.
Trump
yeah.
token.
Yeah.
Trump token
Utility,
wrecked the
helping the
majority of the
world.
market.
I don't know about Trump.
It
Making a
wrecked the
difference.
majority of the market, but I mean,
It's been kind of stable, I guess.
Except by Solana. It pumped Solana.
They did.
yeah, it pumps a lot of.
I should have
Algorand.
exit.
Who was
I should
shilling me
have sold this
Algorand?
thing. Oh, some lost soul.
Algorand can.
Some
That's what I
lost
remember. I
soul.
remember.
Algorand can't do it. I remember,
I remember
that.
Algorand can do it. Yeah.
Nah,
They are do.
people say, "Oh, it's testing." You know, it needs to retest. Like retest what? Your faith?
What
It
is
just
it?
needs to do something, man. Like it
Algorand
needs
has
to
it to
mean
where
something.
there's no slashing.
There's no slashing. Yeah, yeah.
You want to know
Right?
how
There's no slashing and instant unbonding or something like that. The thing is, I don't view it as safe. Just in my perspective, right? Like I don't know how they're doing the unslashing and kind of like you have to be able to have it to where, let's say you're staking. If not, then
You need to have slashing fees.
you have to have slashing, because if not, then you just might as well give all the yield over to the rest of the market. Why not? Why have it to where you're having Algorand and then staked Algorand? Why stake it when you can just have the yield go over if there's no penalty for non-staking?
okay, I'll tell you guys.
I agree
Oh,
with
sorry,
this
sorry.
take. People just like losing money.
They buy top and get wrecked.
They have a
Yep.
fetish for working. So it
I'll
is
tell
what it
you
is.
guys the tokens that I told
Oh?
my VIP community to accumulate during the bear market. Okay, I'll tell you guys
Okay.
because and why. Okay, and why?
Okay.
Because there's a reason. I focus a lot on fundamentals when I do that kind of purchase because I want a DCA or stuff. I want to buy tokens that will eventually make my money back. So although I have Bitcoin because it's the king, okay, but when it comes to tokenomics, I have hype. So
Fair.
Hyperliquid because the tokenomics will bring back the fees to the token. I have Maker because Maker buybacks and burn supply all the time. When the surplus is above 55 million, if you go to Maker Burn on Google, you're gonna find the website. Maker Burn right now will show you that they have around 120 million dollars on surplus, 105 million dollars. They're buying every 45 minutes and burning $10,000 off Maker. So by the end of the year, they will have done 120 million in buyback and burn, meaning there's no sell pressure on this. There is also Jupiter with the new tokenomics. They will also get fees from from the trades and use it to pay dividends to people. There's BNB. BNB to me is one of the best ones because not only you pay fees for the exchange and people use it a lot, especially the big guys that they pay a lot of fees to do market orders and stuff. And they don't have I don't remember if Binance has zero fees anymore. I don't think they do for maker orders, only for market makers maybe. But
Layman's.
yeah. So even like on Bybit, I have 0% fee on maker orders because I have the top VIP level. But if you're not top VIP on those exchanges, you're gonna pay a lot of fees. So people use the BNB for this, and they burn BNB all the time. Okay, so they keep burning BNB, and you use BNB to get the airdrops from the Binance launch pool. You use BNB to pay the fees for the chain. So if you look at the dump that BNB had on the last cycle compared to Bitcoin, I believe it was more resilient than Bitcoin during the dump.
Much more.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other hand, you have BGB from BitGet, who is
That's a new one.
BNB. Yeah, it's a new one and it's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, I told people to buy it at 20 cents. It went all the way to $8 because I saw
I used
and
all
I
my
took.
freaking I used all my freaking BitGet tokens on freaking fees.
Oh man, no, you never want to do that again. Just accumulate that. And
Yeah.
also Avi, who's also have good tokenomics. So
Here's
basically,
something that he mentioned through all of those tokens besides BitGet and BNB, DeFi.
Buybacks, revenue.
yeah, revenue buybacks. Like Michael knows that I'm advising a project right now, and I built their tokenomics, and I built their
Ooh.
tokenomics to be. It's an RWA project, and I built the tokenomics in a way that they will use the profit to buy back and burn the token. And the company is actually undervalued right now on the funding round because they are already profitable. They have tons of clients. They have the biggest clients in Brazil, and I believe it's already over $90 million in demand monthly that they can't
Damn.
supply. Like it's the best problem you can have. You're so good, people need you so bad that you can't supply the demand, and now they're trying to find liquidity. So for the first year, they're gonna use all the profits to buy back and burn the token
Ooh.
for the first year.
They're gonna
And you
make
know the
money.
value. What? How? Okay. Tell me how much you think it's the valuation of the round, Jesus.
100 mil.
It's $10 million. That's what I call realistic valuation. Okay.
Yeah, you never have 10 mil rounds anymore. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Unless it's a
You
shit
have
coin.
you either have
You just
you
don't
either
have
have $1 billion rounds, and then that's when they start.
1 bill
we'll probably
FTV.
open it up.
Nah, bro.
I've seen it before. I've seen it before.
Bro, Solana is coming in. Coinbase is coming in. I can't say the name, and I don't want to shill anything here. It's your live stream.
All good, all
I don't
good.
want to do that. But like, there's a lot of big players coming in because they actually heard the pitch. They studied the information, and they're like, how? And they're like, oh yeah, we are also regulated by the Brazilian Central Bank and accelerated by them. Like,
So do we have any
what?
other tokens that are doing similar things that you called out?
Well, those
Like, are you
the
bullish on
tokens
Crow?
Well, I haven't studied the tokenomics of Grow.
They
The one that
tripled
just
this.
minted.
Yeah, they just minted
33.
70 billion coins. So you bullish on that?
Well,
Their supply is 30 billion. Yeah,
Sounds inflationary.
a little bit, a little bit.
Looks like something
Until-
a government would be bullish.
But they got an ETF with Trump.
Oh man,
Trump is gonna be launching.
Yeah. They
yeah,
just
a lot of
more than
stuff.
doubled the supply. But yeah, they
so
got an ETF.
you're telling me they're inflationary and Trump is involved? Oh, super bullish.
They shook hands.
Oh no, they barely
took a picture.
They barely. Now look, if you
He
go,
didn't get the shake.
you're like
He's like, you're gonna have to give me another 100 million if you want the shake.
Now, look, he's like shaking hands. No, he's just Trump is pointing at him saying, "What the fuck are you holding?
Where my money?
What
Where
the fuck
my
are you
money?
holding?
Where my money?
Is
my
that a piece of
tokens?
gold? Where's my gold,
Mint-
man? Where's my gold?
Mint these tokens now and give them to me.
is that
Airdrop
a
them
big-
into this
is
wallet
that a physical Bitcoin? Is that a physical Bitcoin?
for the American people. Airdrop into this wallet now. Go back to your office, mint those coins, and come back to me.
Bullish. To cave, no one agreed. We have the validators. We have the coins.
Bro,
It's
the meta
fine.
right now is taking pictures with Trump and going to his events.
It is. It really is. Hey, it fucking
And
works.
then-
The H-bar guys did it, and I don't even know if they have ties to him at all. They just took the fucking photo, and this thing pumped. So
Well, Word of Liberty is buying Move.
he is buying. They have already done that. It was like what, 4 mil or something like that.
Yeah, like
Let's pull up the
Wow.
Arkham. Let's go. I'm coming.
it's so funny that like people are like, oh, Word of Liberty is buying
I'm
that
here.
token, and then you look at and it's like, bro, it's less than I bought last week. What the
I think
fuck?
they bought it at a lower price. They're up. This might be the
Yeah,
only
they are
token
up.
they're up on.
Jesus, remember last week when Michael Saylor bought 10 mil in Bitcoin and you were like,
Uh-huh.
freaking 10 mil? That's it?
Yeah, who gives a
That's
shit?
it? Get out of here.
bro,
And then,
bro
and then
has
he comes back and he
billions.
buys
10
freaking
mil.
500. He comes back and he's like, oh yeah, you want to see size, bro? You want to see size? Freaking comes back and buys like 570 mil.
Well, that's the thing. Why then? Why the 10 million?
DCA.
He's teasing us. He is teasing us.
DCA? I don't
Is this
freaking know,
the-
dude.
Oh hell no, I can't. Their acquisition cost what, a 3.3 billion or something, and then they
66. Dude, it's gonna. I'm
have
pretty
66K.
sure he's gonna
Ooh,
buy, and it's gonna be 66666.
that's old all-time high. That's old all-time high. Yeah, very creepy. 506,000 Bitcoin. Holy shit, that's
I
crazy.
have a lot.
Oh,
Go on.
This is not a bubble. This is the future
No,
of
it's not.
finance. This is
Yeah,
not a
it is.
bubble.
Future
It
of
is.
Frank.
Oh my god.
Bro, there are two realities right now. Okay, from like 10 years.
1
from
year
now.
return, 81%. What the hell am I doing in fiat,
On
bro?
stocks.
What am I
Holy shit.
what am I doing in DeFi? What the heck?
I mean, it's pegged a lot to Bitcoin, so it makes sense. But damn.
But look, there's a alternative reality, like two universes from now. Okay, 10 years
Uh-huh.
in the future. The future where Bitcoin is like huge, $1,000,000, and it's crazy, and everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, future of finance." And the future where everyone will be like, "Remember when we thought?" And this crazy dude bought billions. And the entire,
We cheated on him.
the entire market was buying the dream of this Michael Saylor, whatever. And everyone looked to him as like a messiah or whatever, was bringing the new finance, and then was just a blockchain technology from like years ago. And there was already better text by then, like
Oh my god.
with smart contracts.
They bought
and shit.
69 in Bitcoin. You can't make this up. Does he buy in 69? Is this a pattern that
bought-
he does?
Wait, he bought 6911?
So yeah, 6911 specifically. We have to get the 69, right? Where's the 420?
No, I think he raised it's from his new thing.
Where's the 420?
Um,
Was that a 420? Yeah,
It's
it
his new
was.
bond.
7420.
That's like half.
It's pretty good.
No,
Wait,
this is only
7
half
for
of the money that
20,
he raised.
69? Wait,
69, 420.
No, Jesus is into something. 420, 7 for 20, and 69.
He's a meme lord.
He's
Our
a meme
Messiah
lord.
is a meme
Bro.
lord.
Elon Musk is a board member of MicroStrategy.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Breaking
He has
news
to be.
tomorrow.
He has to be. All right,
I
so
want that.
the question: if I have an extra $20,000, what am I gambling on besides blue chips? What the fuck is a blue chip?
Oh, dude, I would tell you the best one to kind of look at if you have
Uh-huh.
an extra 20. So there's this token called USDC,
Okay.
or USDT, or USD1,
Uh-huh.
right? Or DAI,
Ooh,
right?
there was huge arbitrage there.
Bro, look at that. Look at that
Holy
chart.
shit.
Nah, they're all trash, man.
EAU
I'm
It went to
into
$1.04 at one
USD.
point.
I'm into USD,
No,
man.
whenever
20%
people
APY.
ask me what to buy, it's never a good thing to kind of like show tokens.
Up about
Because, like,
8%. Yeah, that's pretty good.
My aunt literally was like, "Hey Michael, can you convert?" Because she saw that basically Terra was giving 20% at the time. She's like, "Michael, could you convert?" She sold a property and was going to place that property because like for the property she was getting like 8% a year. So she's like, "Fuck it, here you go. I sold the property. Can you place that into UST and then get 20% premium?" Luckily, I was lazy and I forgot. And then
Huge
Terra
problem.
crashed. And she's like, "I lost it all, didn't I?" And I was like, "Oh no, it's still in my freaking wallet." I was like, hold on. No, but like,
Yeah.
God.
I lost, dude.
You
Freaking
know,
Terra, man.
You return to the
I-
cycle.
I have a trade on Luna, on FTX, after the crash, where I made, I believe, 600x.
I shorted Luna at $100, and I scaled
can-
it to 100x short. And guess what? My friend, freaking lunatic that he is, "We're gonna liquidate you. I'm gonna post your position." So I closed it. It never revived, dude. It never revived.
Oh man. Look, I bought, like, my wife was sleeping. I was like beside her, and I was buying. And the only reason I stopped clicking on buy was because I was waking her up, and she was like going to wake up in 3 hours to work. So I bought I believe $100, and I made 60K.
Wow.
Nice.
You know why I bought $100 only, and I was almost waking her up? Because on FTX there was a limit of how many tokens you could buy with one order, and $1 was already too much.
Holy shit.
So I was clicking on buy, like click, 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 click. So all I could buy was $100.
Freaking, I remember my friends would like start trading into it, and out of nowhere, you know, it dropped from freaking, you know, it dropped to $50, it dropped to $40. They were trading it, they were shorting it at $1, and I was like, dude, what are you doing, dude? Out of nowhere, because like there's so many long orders, right? I mean, so many short orders, they have to close, and when they close, they push the market up really, really quickly in order to get out of their position. So many people were liquidated. I'm like, dude, what are you? It's max leverage down. Like, what are you trying to do? Everyone that's like shorting at the top, they're basically gonna have to close their position.
Yep.
We learned to just buy USDC.
Yeah. Look. The thing with
At least
Terra
USDC is gonna give you what, 4 or 5% yield or so.
at some point, some people thought because of my name I was involved with the project. But the thing is, I actually read the paper. I read the economics, and I was like, I'm never touching this. And the only moment I touched it was because I knew it was so fucked up that it was gonna pump, so people could liquidate the shorts. And then I bought everything I could. That's the only moment. So what you said, Michael, is completely true. I was like, okay, that's the absolute bottom. I managed to master how to buy bottoms on FTX, because they had they will always put like an extra zero up to a limit. So when they did that with Luna, I saw on Uniswap, and not Uniswap. I saw it on another exchange, on a DEX, that it was
We
already
missed that 60 cents. Jesus
it was
is over there
already
FOMOing.
going below. Oh yeah.
Shut up.
Hey, actually, check FTX token, because I know FTX is doing prepayments
FTT?
right now. FTX, yeah,
Yeah,
FTT.
TT.
Don't buy this,
That
but
shit
Yeah,
it's
don't
still
fucking
worth,
buy this.
it's still worth $400 million.
Oh my god, it went to $4.
holy hell.
Oh yeah, because they were paying people in full and an extra, right?
Do you remember when? So there is some people that basically play off of bankruptcy and liquidations and stuff. Remember
Yeah,
FET and Ocean's Protocol, and then they basically pushed together. Oh man, I was trying to buy freaking FET token, FET, Fetch AI, because they were one of the first ones to do a Binance IEO. Like no, yeah, like initial exchange offering way back in the day. And then
Yeah.
basically they were like, hey, we're going bankrupt. Everyone was selling, and I was like, they're gonna get acquired. What are you guys doing? You know? Like the valuation was so low for acquisition. So I was buying FET, and then they announced, you know, FET with Ocean and I think Rose or something. And then it did like a 5x.
Yeah.
Look,
And then of course, right at the acquisition.
He's
SSL.
It's okay.
there's
Alright,
a guy.
Uh-huh.
There's a guy from long ago, Chris something, and he was asking me for like, hey man, what should I buy? What should I do? I don't know. I don't dominate this crypto stuff too much. I'm more into Bitcoin, just holding, but I'm looking at something to buy. And then I told him, hey, just buy BNB, get into all the launch pads, sell the tokens, convert into BNB, rinse and repeat. He's one of the top holders of BNB today.
CZ? I'm just kidding.
No. And that man was CZ.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
And if you did, Michael, the same thing with BGB, getting to all the plays that BGB did, you were doing like 5x, 10x on BGB tokens.
I had BNB at like Oh fuck, it was dirt cheap. I remember because that's when Binance first came up as an exchange, and
Yeah, $2.
everyone thought it was scammy. Yeah, everyone thought it was scammy, so like no one
Yeah,
wanted to get on
because
there.
Binance was dumped, basically. Binance was dumped. At some
Yeah.
point, the key turned and it was like Binance, now it's equal pump.
But then like during that time there was so many exchanges coming up that were going insolvent pretty quickly and stuff. So like no one literally thought that Binance was going to be the one. Of course, you know, now looking back at it now, it's like, oh crap, you should have. But damn, man.
You'd get BNB
so
for reduced fees.
we fell on BNB, we fell on freaking Shiba Inu, we fell on freaking
I have too many
a
stories
lot of
of
tokens
this,
throughout
man.
the cycle.
I
know,
have
I know,
too
I know.
many stories.
Yeah, we
But,
gotta save
you
the
know-
stories for the next time. We gotta save the stories for the next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think
we should
we've
probably,
gone long enough. An hour and 40
We
minutes.
should probably
It was
end
a fun
it.
live
Yeah.
stream. So
for
Thursday, I'm
having
gonna
me,
have a
man.
gaming panel. So I'm gonna have all the degens on gaming, and we can kind of do the same exact thing, except for all the gaming tokens, since they're down like 99.9%. But it was awesome having you on, Terra Nova. You're a very
Thanks,
knowledgeable
man.
guy. You actually understand what the fuck is going on, and you also don't understand all the degenerates. But hey, that's why you got us here. And Michael, of course, always an
I'm the
honor. Always an
counter.
honor. I'm not even gonna talk to you, Prez. All right, see you later, boys. Stay classy.